Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be painting my new lip that I got for the car. If I didn't mention it in the previous video, I actually got a Stillen front lip. So the box is right here and you guys can see that it's like the real Stillen one. Not like the fake one that I had like on the previous bumper, but like I feel like the fitment is pretty much the same over here. Yeah, so I'm gonna be walking you guys through how to paint it. But for those of you that remember, you guys know that I already have a video that's similar to this on my channel. But I feel like the quality on the other video was not that great. So I just wanted to recap everything in this video and make sure the quality is better. And a little update about the car is I just got a phone call saying that the bumper that I dropped off last week, that it's ready for a pickup. So right now I got this thing over here set up for paint and all the cars are out the garage. Let me just show you guys. So I don't know how well you guys can see it, but you guys can see here's the Q50 and here's the Santa Fe. The Q50 is missing the front bumper. Not sure if you guys can see this. Okay, basically this is a polyurethane front lip that I got from Stillen, like I said before. So the first step is to sand down the raw polyurethane. If I flip it over, you guys can see how shiny and glossy. So you guys can see how glossy. This is the raw polyurethane. You guys can see how shiny it is, but on this side, I already went ahead and sanded it with 400 grit sandpaper. So you guys can see that it lost its shininess, I guess. It shined. But anyways, I gotta go over these little like places that I masked. Here, and one more over here. And also this lip came with like 3M double-sided tape. So I decided to just cover them in case I want to use them. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna install it on the car, because last time I installed it using bolts and it just completely destroyed the bumper. So I'm gonna try to figure another way out, but I'm pretty sure I'm still gonna end up using bolts. But yeah, anyways, that's for another video. So yeah, let me just go over those little spots with 400 grit sandpaper and then I'll show you guys the next step. Oh, and also before I start the video, I'm gonna put up the steps on the screen somewhere over here, and as well as a link to the old video if you guys get lost over here somewhere. And I'm also gonna link everything that you guys need for this project down in the description below, so make sure to use those links if you guys need anything. And last thing before we start the video is, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you subscribe, like, and comment down below what you guys want to see next so that I have an idea. But yeah, now let's get to sanding. Alright, so now that the sanding process is done over here, as you guys can see, grab a microfiber towel that you guys won't use again, and you're going to be using that for the rest of this paint job over here. And you're also going to need rubbing alcohol over here. It doesn't matter what percentage you get, as long as it's alcohol will do the job. Because right now we're going to clean it because it's like filled with those small sanding particles, as you guys can see on my finger, or as you guys can see over here. So we're going to take it off this box and then we're going to put the rubbing alcohol onto the microfiber towel and just give this a good wipe and let it dry. Yo, just real quick before we move on, this is half the lip. It was completely white before, like it transpired onto the other side. But it was completely white before, and this is only half the lip, so this is why you should really clean it properly. Okay, I already cleaned it once, but it was on the floor. So the bottom, it kind of picked up some dust, and the sides over here. So what I'm gonna do right now is I put it on the table, the paint table, and I'm gonna go over it again one more time. But this time it'll be a better job. So yeah. Alright guys, so now that the alcohol is fully dried, we're gonna apply this, which is adhesion promoter. You guys have seen it on my previous videos, but if you guys have not, it'll be down in the description below. So shake the can for 1 minute first, and then we're gonna do 3 coats, and we're gonna give each coat 2 to 3 minutes to dry, and then we're gonna come for the primer. Okay, the first coat is going to be applied very light on, because you want this to have a chance to stick with this first, and then we're going to go heavier. Oh, and one more thing before we start is make sure you have a mask. I still don't have a mask, but yeah, let's get started. Okay, so that was the first coat. We're gonna let it dry for 2 to 3 minutes and then come back and shake the can for another 10 minutes and do coats 2 and 3 and then I'll talk to you guys. Alright guys, so it's been 10 minutes, about 10 minutes since the adhesion promoter had time to dry, the last coat of the adhesion promoter. So now we're going to start with applying the primer coat. We're going to apply 2 to 3 coats of them. But since I'm only doing my front lid, like I can go heavy on this because I don't need to save it as much. So we're going to do 3 coats of this. And the wait time for between each coat is going to be like 10 minutes. And the first coat, as always, is go very light and then start to build up to create like a thick layer. And then after that, we're going to let it dry overnight, for me at least. Because you have some more sanding to do after that. And like I don't want to sand right now, it's really hot. So yeah, let's get the primer done. First coat, very light, then start to build up. Okay, now we wait for the first coat to dry, which is 10 minutes. And then apply the second and third coat, and then we'll get to sanding. Alright guys, I just applied the last layer of primer and now we're gonna let it dry for over 24 hours. So let me give you guys a close-up first of what it looks like right now while it's drying. So you guys can see that it's like got a good layer of primer over it. You guys can see it's still like drying on top. Oh fuck, I touched it. Bruh. I should be able to sand that off. But anyways, this is what it looks like while it's drying right now. You guys can see. And on top, so yeah, we're gonna let this dry for at least 24 hours. Tomorrow I'm gonna go pick up the bumper, so I'm probably not gonna be sanding tomorrow. But yeah, I'll see you guys when we sand with 600 grit sandpaper.
2 days later.
Alright, so now it's been 2 days that this front lip has been drying off, like from the primer. Let me give you guys a close-up. So right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use 600 grit sandpaper and then we're gonna go over the whole thing. So as you guys can see, these little like rough spots over here, we're gonna sand all that down again, like where the paint's gonna go all over. That part should be kind of quick. So yeah, sand that down with 600 grit and then we're gonna like wipe the whole thing down with rubbing alcohol. But there's a little thing that I want to tell you guys when we do it, so let me sand this down first. Okay, one thing that I forgot to mention was that when you guys are sanding it, like don't sand it to remove the layer of primer that you already applied. Just sand it very lightly so that when you like put your hand, like when you pass your hand over it, like you can barely hear like the harshness sound. So that's good enough for me right now. Let me give you guys a close-up. So you guys can kind of see the scratches that the sandpaper put, but that's just to smooth things out to give us a better base coat. Okay, so now that you're done sanding the whole thing, it shouldn't take very long, to be honest. It took me like 10 minutes. But now that you're done that, take your bottle of rubbing alcohol and your towels that you guys been using and just very lightly go over it. Don't put too much pressure when you guys are wiping it down because it might take off the primer, especially if you guys didn't wait like 2 days like I did. But yeah, just very lightly go over it. Make sure there's no more dust particles and we should be ready for a base coat. Okay, you guys can see that some of the primer came off with the alcohol, but that's totally fine because not all of it came off. So now we're just going to put it on the paint table and then we're going to wipe down the bottom area. Alright guys, so now we're going to apply the base coat, which is gloss black. So same thing as the primer and the adhesion promoter. We're just going to shake it up real quick for 1 or 2 minutes, and then we're going to apply the first coat very lightly, just like a little mist. And then we're going to start building up on top of that to make the layers thicker. And then one thing with the base coat is that the drying time is 20 minutes, not 10 minutes in between coats. So you don't have to wait 20 minutes in between coats. And I think I'm going to be doing 3 coats, so that should be more than enough for this. But yeah, let's get started with the first coat. Alright guys, so the base coat has been drying for about half an hour now, so let me just give you guys a closer look so you guys can see what it looks like. So you guys can see that the finish is already like starting to get there as we want it. I don't want to get too close to the camera, might drop something on it. But yeah, it goes like that all the way over there. So now what we're gonna do is, now that it's like dry to the touch, it's been chilling for like about like an hour or so, or maybe a little bit less than an hour. I think I fucked up here. Yeah, I think I fucked up a little bit here, but like that's gonna be under the car, so you won't be able to see it anyways. Now we're gonna take our clear coat, which is this, and again everything will be listed down in the description below if I can find them. And we're gonna do 2 to 3 layers of clear coat on this. Honestly, like this is turning out like way better than I could have expected, so I'm very happy with it. But yeah, anyways, let's get on with the clear coat. Same concept guys, start very light and then build up your layers as you go, because you don't want to run the paint. And even if you run the paint, let's say like you apply a heavy coat here and then like it starts to run, what I would do is I would just try to like continue spraying it and then make it run this way to a less obvious area, and then you guys can try to clean that up. But like, yeah, just try to not go too heavy, but also understand that you have to go heavy in order to get that like glass finish. Otherwise it'll just be like it'll be like this, like yeah, it's painted, but like it won't look as nice as this. So yeah, so the clear coat is the same as the base coat, as in like you have to do 2 to 3 layers, and the drying time is about like 20 minutes, so same thing as the clear coat, as the base coat. So 3 layers and we should be done, and like give it like 2 to 3 days maybe to fully dry, then you can install it in the car. Alright guys, so I already applied the first layer, but for some reason I forgot to turn off the camera, so I'm gonna start from the second layer on the video, but I already applied the first layer. So now I'm gonna start building up my layers by spraying a thicker coat, so let's do that. Alright, so now that the last layer of clear coat has finished drying, like at least drying to touch, like it's been like an hour or so. So like I can touch it and like it won't leave a mark or anything, but like it still needs like about a full day of drying to like for you to be able to handle it. Here's what it looks like. Just a little walk around for you guys. I know the lighting isn't the best, but hold on, let me get my flash. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Well, not really, well, you guys can see that. Honestly, personally, I think the finish is pretty good. At least for me. And I can show you guys how much exactly I spent on this right now. So this is how much it cost me for everything, but minus like $20 because as you guys can see at the top, I bought like 2 lawn chairs, so that doesn't count. But anyways, so that's how much it cost me, so about 30 bucks for this. And you guys can see that the results are pretty good and they speak for themselves. So yeah, just gonna let this dry in the basement for a day or two before I install it. And yeah, I'm super excited about how the results turned out. And if you guys didn't see my previous video where I did a DIY on that again, I'll make sure to link it down in the description below. It was my first one. So this one's kind of the improved version of that. So yeah, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start taking off the masking tape off the 3M tape. I'm probably not even gonna use the 3M tape to mount it. I'm probably just gonna drill like nuts and bolts. But yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video when I actually mount it on the car. Like I said, I'm gonna let it like rest for a couple of days at least for it to fully dry and cure, or at least cure a little bit more before I install it. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to hit the like button, comment down below what you guys want to see next, and make sure to share the video and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Later guys.